Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about magic and manifestation and bringing manifestation into your life as a witch, as a magician. And on this channel we talk all the time about magic and Wicca and witchcraft, tarot and shadow work. And it's all because we want to manifest the life that we really want to live. It's all about creating here on planet Earth. So all of these things link together. So we're going to talk more about what's important about magic, why do magic, and what is essential when it comes to doing your magic. Before we dive in though, my name is Sandra. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, using connection to spirit, to nature, to magic, to be able to walk the witchcraft path. If you want to know where to start your witchcraft practice, I do have a free video called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. A lot of people don't know where to start. I get asked that a lot. Where do I start? What do I do? So I have a video that shows you that. There's a link in the description field below this video so that you can download that. And also on my website, if you go to mysterywitchschool.com, you can find the download link to how to start your witchcraft practice there as well. So we're talking today about this topic of, a lot of people are calling it manifestation these days. So law of attraction seemed to be a catchphrase up until very recently, and now people are talking about manifestation. And it has a lot of different names. Law of assumption is another term, but at the end of the day, it's all magic. We are influencing change in accordance with our will or our desire. Another way of looking at it is that we're using the power of the mind to be able to create our own reality. And while a lot of people outside of magic will scoff at that idea, a lot of people who practice magic know that it does indeed work. And there are people out there trying to study it right now, to study the quantum physics of it, the neurology of it even, and coming up with some very interesting results. So I would point you in the direction of Anne McTaggart and also Joe Dispenza, because they've done a lot of research on this. And while they don't talk about it in magical terms, they talk about it more in, I guess, scientific terms. That can still be very helpful, particularly to the more scientific of you out there who like to sort of see something that has a little bit more of a more practical foundation to it that you can relate to on a more logical level, rather than just believing in magic because it seems to work and it's been something that's been in human existence for a very, 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 very long time. Another way of looking at magic is that like attracts like. So whatever you're feeling and experiencing on an emotional level and in your imagination can come into your reality. So the universe is mirroring, in a way, what it is that you're putting out to it. So that's another way of looking at it, like attracts like. So a way to really get good with your magic isn't to get a better spell. It isn't to get better candles. It isn't to get better herbs. It isn't even to work with a better deity or this god or that god, you know, who's the more powerful god, or give me a really powerful spell. The magic isn't actually in the spell. The magic is in you, and your connection to the gods if you're working with deities, your connection to spirits if you're working with them. But the magic ultimately is you. You may be using the help of other beings, but you're the magician, you're the witch, you're the one who is directing the magic. And the first thing you really, really need, and I talk about this a lot, is to have a clear intention. Be clear about what it is that you want to manifest, and have it clear in your imagination. That could be something you're visualizing, something that you're hearing in your imagination, or touching in your imagination, smelling in your imagination. And when you're imagining it, you need to imagine you actually experiencing it. So you need to be able to have the ability to feel you being present in something that isn't the tangible reality. So it's not you watching you experience it, it's you experiencing it. If you're watching yourself experiencing something, you're disassociating. And while that's great for healing work, to disassociate, it's not good for magic. You need to actually feel yourself experiencing that. So get clear about your intention, and as you're getting clear about it, put yourself in the end result. If you want to go to the beach, smell the salt in the air, hear the water, feel the sand under your feet, feel the breeze on your skin. That's why we do meditation, so that we can allow ourselves to go into our imagination, to be able to have a one-pointed focus, to be able to do this for a certain length of time without the monkey mind trying to distract us and take us away from what it is that we're doing. That's why meditation is so fundamental to magic. So I've just done a video recently about meditation and how to make your meditation better in case you do have a restless mind and you struggle with that. So I recommend that video, and I'll put a link to that somewhere in this video if you want to go and have a look for that. And some people will say you need to visualize what it is that you want, that you need to see it. You don't need to necessarily see it. You just need to experience it. So if you're not a visual person, experiencing the end result could mean hearing things. You might hear the voices of the people around you. You might be able to smell the scent. Once again, if it's a beach scene, for example, you might want to go for a holiday on a cruise ship. So you could experience the scent of the water. You could hear the engines of the ship, that kind of thing, and putting yourself in that imaginary state. So it doesn't have to just be visualization. And visualization can be a bit misleading because it can make you think you're just visualizing yourself on the ship. So you're watching yourself on the ship as if you're watching a movie, when you need to actually be on the ship in your imagination. Other manifestation advice will also give you things like use affirmations. Now, affirmations are useful. We use them in our spell chants. We use them to construct spell chants, because an affirmation is stating what it is that you want as if it's already happened, and that's important because it can help you get into the feeling of the wish fulfilled when you say that affirmation. But the affirmation in itself is not going to help you unless you have no resistance to it. I came across a really great formula today on YouTube by another YouTuber called David Bayer. And he has this formula. It's desire plus non-resistance equals desired outcome. And I really love that, because in magic we forget that we can have resistance to having what it is that we want to have because of our beliefs about ourselves and the world, or beliefs about our ability to have it, beliefs about other people's power over us, which are beliefs in our own inability to have power over ourselves. And that can stifle our magic. It stifles it energetically, and it also stifles it on a behavior level too. So if you think of your desire, if you had no resistance to that, it's really easy to manifest. It's really easy to do magic. Some spells just work like that. You do them and bang, 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 they work so easily. Sometimes you'll plan a spell and the spell will happen even before you've done the spell. That happens a lot too. Or you might be thinking of something and go, oh, I'd like to do a spell for that. And before you've even got out of your chair, it's manifested. Because those things are really easy to manifest for you. You've got the desire, there's no resistance, it's in your sphere of availability already, so you can access it almost immediately. But sometimes the things that we're wanting to do magic for, there's some resistance inside of us. So we need to be very clear about how we perceive ourselves and the world around us, and whether our beliefs about ourselves and what it is that we want are actually helpful to us or they're hindering our results. And I've done a lot of videos about shadow work and videos about those things. I have a tapping channel called Sandra Inman Tapping, where I show you EFT tapping to remove a lot of those beliefs about yourself and the world around you. And that's one of the main things I do when I coach people one-on-one, is help people remove those beliefs so that they can start to manifest what it is that they want. Because these beliefs can really stifle your results when it comes to your magic. And then it's really as simple after that. You just find a spell that you like, you gather the materials, and you go and you do your spell. And while you're doing your spell, you'll light your candle, you might hold your crystal if you're working with crystals, you might work with the herbs, so you may be sprinkling herbs on something or making a bag, or you may be working with a sigil. You focus on the end result. So as you do your chant, as you look at your sigil, you're focusing on the end result as if it's already happened. And when you put your imagination, you use your imagination, you put yourself in the scene of it already happening, you will automatically have an emotional reaction to that. And when you have an emotional reaction to being in that scene as if it's already happened, your energy will change. And that's where you're signaling to the universe that this is what you're creating. When you're working with spirits, you can say to them what it is that you're creating, what it is that you're manifesting. But unless you're vibrating at that frequency, they're not necessarily going to listen to you. They're going to respond to your vibration. So if you're putting yourself in that scene and that feeling of the wish fulfilled, they will pick up on that and help you with that. And once you've done your magic, once you've finished your spell, it's then time to take inspired action. And by inspired action, I mean your intuition. So what ideas come to you? What opportunities come to you? And then act on them. If they feel right to you, even if they scare you a little bit, if they feel like they are something that sounds like fun, something that sounds exciting and something that's joyful, even if it scares you to do them because it might be trying to take you out of your comfort zone, for example, take that inspired action, because that's how magic works. It works through the real world, and it works through your behavior. You have to do things most of the time to allow the magic to complete itself. And this is where we usually go wrong. We don't take inspired action, or we say, oh, I'll do that later, and we never get around to doing it. So if it feels good in your heart to take the action that's coming through, or the opportunity that comes through, take that opportunity. Take that action, because that is the magic working. Even if you do find that it's maybe taking you out of your comfort zone, which magic often will require you to do what you have to do to be able to push through that comfort zone, because the magic is pushing you sometimes to the next level. Sometimes you can't get to where you want to be unless you change something about yourself, or you change a way that you perceive yourself. And then the magic will work. So you may need to do a bit of work on yourself before the magic can even complete itself. Sometimes you don't have to so much. Sometimes things just land on your doorstep or across the road, literally. But you still have to take action to walk across the road and pick up that thing, or open the door and bring that thing inside. So there's still some kind of action that you need to take. I am offering the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy to not only help you become good at crafting spells, but also to become very powerful as a person in and of yourself. So this is going through witchcraft as a spiritual path, as a spiritual practice, as well as a magical practice. So I start you off with energy work, working with tools, working with creating circles, working with connecting to the lunar energies, to the sabbats, to deities, and really looking at yourself and how you feel about yourself and how you see yourself and how that is something that's affecting you. What I'm offering now with that course, the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, is also the Witch's Guide to Magic. So that course is included now as a bonus with the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. And that course, the Witch's Guide to Magic, is a course purely on magic, and it really hones in on what's important and why you may be struggling with some types of magic and not other types of magic. So those two courses go so brilliantly together. I wanted to basically add the Witch's Guide to Magic as a bonus for the 101 course. So it's a really good time to enroll in the Mystery Witch School 101 to get that bonus course, and also to really start on your spiritual practice, because these are times when you really need to knuckle down and focus on your practice so that you don't get caught up in the storms that are going on in the world at the moment. So if you want to do that, join Mystery Witch School 101. There's a link in the description field below this video, and you can also access it on my website as well. That's themysterywitchschool.com. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra, and I'll see you on the next video.